Hi, lovely ladies and gentlemen. This is Tina Hull. How are you doing? So, if you watched yesterday's day one, the nervous system reset for high achieving women, then let me know in the comments below. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. And if you want the link for that first day, then let me know. It's pinned to the top of my personal page, so you're welcome to take a look. It's free. It's also going to be on YouTube, so if you need that link so that you can do it later on, then let me know. If you want to share this, please, I would appreciate it very much, because my mission and my passion and my desire strongly is to eradicate victims of narcissistic relationships. That is my goal. And it's an ambitious one. So today's live is why smart, powerful women still attract toxicity, narcissistic relationships, and the solution, how to rewrite the code. So I really want you to sit with that question. Why do you think that you, as a smart, powerful woman, attracted the narcissist that you have that's no longer part of your life? I ask that question a lot. So yesterday we talked about the survival code, how trauma gets wired into your different parts of your brain, the amygdala, the hippocampus, the pineal gland, and body memory. And today we're going deeper into something that confuses so many high-achieving women, including myself, and why you know better but still attract that same kind of toxic love, toxic friendships, environments over and over and over again. So if you have this pattern, this is definitely something that you need to pay attention to. And if you're live, I'd really appreciate it if you say hi. 2 reasons, so I can say hi back to you, and also it helps other people find this video. And if I'm not saying hi back or commenting on your comments, I apologize. Maybe my phone's not picking up the messages, which it does sometimes. So let's get into this. If you've done the work and you've read the books, you've gone to therapy, you've meditated, maybe even you cut off contact with your narcissist, but your body keeps choosing people and patterns that don't feel good. Why is that? It's not because you're broken. It's because your body is loyal to your familiar pain. So I touched on this a little bit yesterday. And so what happens is that we've probably had something traumatic in our childhood. And that trauma created chaos and a shift in our nervous system, a shift in our cellular emotional body. And when that happened, it became our comfort zone. So then what happens is ego mind wants to continue staying in our comfort zone, because that's where it deems things to be safe. Now, it's really screwed up. Let's put it that way. Our body's trying to do the right thing, and it's really keeping us in a trauma loop. So here's the truth. You don't attract toxicity because you love drama. You attract it because your nervous system equates chaos with connection. Isn't that nice to know? Even though it's counterintuitive, it's good to know that this is something that you're choosing only because it's something that is part of who you are. And that also means that you can undo it. So when love was inconsistent growing up, your body learned attention means safety. So now when a man love bombs you and then pulls away, your nervous system goes, this feels like home. Feels like home. Again, because it's your comfort zone, it's what you're used to. And your conscious mind wants peace. But your body says, peace feels boring. Let's go find the tension I recognize. So maybe that's why you also go after the bad boys. People who aren't emotionally available. People who are going to reject you or abandon you. You see the pattern? That's the trauma loop. And until we rewire it, your success won't protect you from it. It's not your intelligence that decides who you attract. It's your body's sense of safety. So it's like a magnet, like attracts like, and it's not that you're a narcissist or you're toxic, but there's a part of you that is attracted to the chaos, attracted to the drama, attracted to the parts of them that make you feel not good enough, not worthy, not deserving, maybe rejected, insecure for sure, codependent, across the board. And so the ego mind will feel safe in that environment. And safe feels boring, peace feels boring, and it's a very interesting way of living because you are looking for chaos and drama because it's what you know and it's not what you want. I know that with all of my being. I tell you with my entire heart that peace is a beautiful thing and it's meant to be appreciated and it's meant to be yours. So the trauma bond in disguise is something that you're used to. So toxic connections feel magnetic at first, again, because they're familiar. You mistaken intensity for intimacy. That push-pull dynamic recreates the emotional high and crash your nervous system, and that's what it's addicted to. So when you say never again, and you end up in the emotional pattern again, different face, same wound, it's because that trauma bond doesn't break through logic. It's not mental. It's not intellectual. It is embodied in your cells, the deep emotional wounds. And how is it released? Through the energy work that we're going to be talking about today, removing all the heaviness out of the cells. Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for joining me. So because trauma bonds don't break these things easily, and again through logic, until your body feels what healthy love actually feels like, it will chase the chaos it knows how to survive. So I've had experiences this year where because I've been in a narcissistic marriage, I didn't know what healthy was anymore. And so I really had to assess some different situations to ask myself, is this healthy? Is this normal? And ironically, one of the lads that I was connected with had introduced me to an AI app called DeepSeek, and I put in looking for recommendations from psychologists, a relationship coach, and I put in the situation. and it came back red flags all over the place. And so I knew it at some level, and this is part of the healing process. I didn't fully trust it because I didn't intellectually know. And my body still needed some healing around it. And it was healed enough to know, yeah, this isn't quite right. And it's somebody I should stay away from. But then the next layer is to actually make that connection to then value my own value and say no. So this is why self-awareness alone isn't enough. You can't outthink chemistry that's wired through survival. And the real reason why smart women stay is because it feels hard, even when you know you should. And we can guilt ourselves, shame ourselves around this because we should, quote unquote, know better and do better. And yes, on some level, and again, it's because we're in survival mode. Your body associates leaving with danger. I'm sure your narcissist has threatened you or made you feel like you're incompetent, not capable, not responsible enough to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and leave. And so your body associates leaving with the danger. And then you've got the voices in your head that are on replay. And when you were younger, disconnection equaled punishment. So we want that connection. And silence and rejection also equaled the disconnection. So now walking away feels like death to the nervous system. And you're not addicted to the person, per se. You're addicted to the relief that comes right after the chaos. So this is why the crumbs come along. They give you a little bit here and there, and they make you feel safe, and they make you feel like, okay, things can get better. Things are going to get better. He loves me. I love him. Everything's fine. And then toxicity occurs. Chaos occurs. The drama occurs. The arguments occur. And that's what we're addicted to. The dopamine spike makes your body crave the very thing that hurts us. And until we teach the body that calm is safe, that stability is love, you'll keep trying to think your way out of a feeling problem. There's so many of my clients that don't allow themselves to feel. We have been taught that emotions are bad. And I'm not sure it's from childhood, the stiff upper lip, give you a reason to cry. What are you crying for? Grow up. I mean, whatever it is that you've been told along the path, we've been convinced that to show emotion is weakness. And I remember being in my mom's kitchen, and her and dad had a huge fight. And she was crying, and I remember thinking she was weak because she didn't show that it was safe to cry and have emotions. You didn't fail at healing. Your body just hasn't learned safety yet. Let that land. You didn't fail at healing. Your body just hasn't learned safety yet. Now, we can overdo it also in the healing space. We can think that we need to heal everything and there's something wrong with us and we are broken and that we need to be fixed. And that's not true. There are phases that you need to heal, and there's phases that you need to allow. Allow yourself the peace. Allow yourself the freedom. Allow yourself the joy in life. Let that land. So let's rewrite the code. This is where my unremembering code comes in. We don't just talk about patterns. We unremember them at the cellular level. So this is through my MUSE method, MUSE, mindset. We rewire the stories, the beliefs, the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, even your identity that's kept you loyal to pain. We use universal laws. We align your energy to what you want, not what you fear. S is for self-care, self-love, self-trust, and we rebuild your relationship with yourself and safety. And then E is for energy work, and we release the trauma loops stored in your body. We rewire the brain with a technique that I do with my clients to help you come back to who you're meant to be. So the unremembering is unremembering all the manipulation and the toxic feelings and sense of lack of self-worth and not deserving and not feeling good enough. We release all of that so that you can rise, and your elevation and your vibration, your frequency is so high that what do you now attract? All that's at this level, not at this level. The toxic narcissistic person is down here, and we want you up here. And that way you can start celebrating successes in your life, feeling good about life, celebrating changes in relationships, family, friends, partners, children. And when your body learns that peace is safe, you stop creating and chasing chaos. And you start magnetizing health, available love, and opportunities. Your body doesn't need to remember how to survive. It's ready to unremember it so it can finally thrive. So we really do step into that energy of safety. So many of us are in this toxic need to go, 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 do, do, do. We're in that masculine energy so often. And it's a loop that's also trauma bonded because you're not dealing with the emotion. There's this factor where you're in avoidance. You don't want to deal with what's going on in real life. So then what do you? You make yourself so busy, you close out the voices in your head that are telling you that you need to slow down. And then what gets your attention is your body, because you start getting headaches or migraines, or maybe you get sick, or you've got some belly issues. Maybe you can't sleep at night. These are high stress level situations. And even though you've left the narcissistic relationship, these codes can still be running. It's not just leave it and you're going to be fine. It will rise again in different areas. So you might be overgiving, you might be people pleasing, you might be still codependent on certain people in your life. Maybe you you have anxiety, and maybe you actually retreat from life. Maybe you have constant aggravations and irritations at work, triggers, things that trigger you all the time. It shows up in so many different ways. So if you've been doing all the right things, but your body still pulls you back to the same kind of pain, this is your moment. Join me in the Unremembering Code. It's a 3-month live experience where we'll be rewriting your body's trauma patterns, restoring your trust in yourself and your body, reconnecting you with your wholeness. The woman inside is done surviving. How many of you are done surviving? I know I was. I don't want to just survive. I want to thrive. I want to live well. I want to love well. I want to be successful in business and life and have an extraordinary life. We've only got one life to live. That's the truth. And it's ours to make a change. And it can change. I'm living proof of it. My clients are living proof of it. It doesn't have to stay the same. And that's the beauty of this work. There's just some pieces that are missing. I had a client who, hi Victoria, who was working with a counselor for about a year. And unfortunately, so I wrote a post about being a victim. And she really resonated and connected with it and reached out to me. And so we worked together. We did 6 weeks of sessions where we're just removing all the toxicity. And we went back to her childhood when she was 5 and between 5 and 12, even later, where her father was very abusive. And we released the childhood wounds that was creating in her work life this toxicity. So she was constantly in this energy of anticipation for the other shoe to drop. Or she was waiting for someone to make her feel bad. She was waiting for someone to criticize her and judge her. She was so worried about the external environment and not really focusing on her. So we shift that focus. We were working with her. We were getting her into a space where she was loving herself, loving her life, seeing that she was more in control than she thought she was. And by the end of that 6 weeks, she was feeling amazing. And then I checked in with her a couple months later, and it had affected and altered her relationship with her husband because she wasn't fully allowing him to love her like he wanted, because it doesn't feel safe. I hope you're seeing this now. And even her son. So her relationship has gotten more solid because of that. So if you're done surviving and you're ready for your cellular level freedom, there's a special rate until Friday. And if you're interested, you can DM me or leave a comment below and just say code, and I will have a conversation with you about the price. It's a group program. The community will be amazing because we're going to be there to not only just support each other, but help each other through, but show different sides of what happens through these relationships and how we manage it and how we've gotten through it. And emotions are supposed to come to and through and out of us, not stored within us. I talked about this yesterday. When we store the emotion, then we get anxiety, panic attacks, overwhelm. It's not healthy. And it can create conditions, illnesses, and diseases, which is also not healthy. So if you're feeling the pull, don't overthink it. Reach out. Your time is now. That pull in your body is recognizing the safety it's been waiting for. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Reach out to me, DM me. And tomorrow, we're doing the Unremembering Method, a cellular freedom beyond therapy. And we're really going to tap into this energy. I'm actually going to do an energy session. And it's going to be at noon again tomorrow. I'm getting a sense that I'm supposed to be doing it on Instagram. I'll tap in and I'll let you know. And we'll go from there. So have a blessed day. Talk to you soon. Thanks for joining me, ladies. Bye.